Hey, Shalom. This is Israelite School of UPK. It's Wednesday night, scripture breakdown class for us here in Chicago. But also, it's not only that, it's also a feast. You understand? It's still in the feast day of Hanukkah. And the spirit that, you know what I'm saying, that we got to maintain in remembering our ancestors, you understand, is very, very important because these people decided to do something that you rarely see in today's time. You understand? The people that were martyrs for the law's sake and gave their entire fabric and being to the nation of Israel, right, and to our God, our power, and our laws is worthy of praise every year forever. Right. And I agree. You understand? And this story should also teach us how to stand up and not be cowards. Right. You understand? Leadership in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community today is very, very poor, and it's based on money. It's right. Based on your wealth. You understand? When maybe back in the day it was based on wealth, but before then, before wealth, it was based on integrity, honor, um, and service to the Lord, service to your nation and your people, and opposed to anything else that comes and tries to take our way of life, right, and murder it or eradicate it. In today's time, that's rare. Only a select few men actually have the spirit of the Maccabees. That's right. And if you think yourself to be one, never forget this. Life is warfare. Camp is life. That's right. And every day you wake up, you got to fight yourself first, and then you got to fight everything else that Satan decides to throw at you because he's going to do it every day. You got to keep your spirit geared towards the kingdom of heaven. Right. Christ says, seek ye the kingdom of heaven first, and everything else will be added. So one thing I love about my brother, Officer of 50, Karungabar, is he get caught in daydreams. You ask him what he's thinking about, you know what he say? The kingdom of heaven. That's right. You understand? You know what I mean? Like, so I try to think like that. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, I'd like to get into a couple of stories that are also in the Maccabees about a couple of more acts that were very courageous in a time of oppression. And when I say oppression this time, I mean they would kill you. It was law to kill you if you did any of the things or went against any of the things that these Greeks told you not to. And then also I want you to remember this. I know you may not be able to see them, and the spiritual men, I know you know they're here, but angels are around us at every single step that we take. Every single word that we utter, every act or deed that we commit, you better believe that there's an angel somewhere watching you and giving a report to your king. That's right. Don't ever lose the faith, and don't ever think for a second that you not being recorded and there's a report that's going up to about you to your king. So you should think about that. You understand, when you decide to get a little weak, think about it. This brotherhood is here to make you stronger. That's right. Iron sharpens iron. You got to cover every sector when you out here in war. Right. Man, you got to always stay thoughtful in that. The Passover is coming. That's the next high holy day. And no, the feast of Purim. The feast of Purim. Then the Passover is coming. That's right. Which is another get a little hand. Which is another day where the Lord focus. Another day where the Lord also wants you to remember the days that the Lord did something for you and your family, for you and your children, and you and your future generations that the world hates today. Right. Today is what you know today as Christmas Day. The traffic is wonderful out there. You can get from Evanston to downtown Chicago within 15 minutes because the traffic is so good. You could get to the south side all the way up to Northbrook in less than an hour because of the traffic. Right. Yeah, less than an hour. Probably like 30, 40 minutes you can get up there. If you Lamach on the gas, you probably get there in 10. Nevertheless, the reason I say that is because America loves their God.
Right.
You understand? They love the spirit of America. You walk up and down the streets, or you drive up and down the streets, or you're on the public transportation going up and through these streets, you see what? Lights. Well, you got to have the biggest lights around your house. And I know us in the UPK, we look at that and say, well, that's dumb as hell.
Right.
They light billers, but you know what? They'll sacrifice their light bill to prove how much they love white Jesus.
Right.
You understand? To prove how much they love Christmas, they'll sacrifice that light bill. They'll go get them presents. They'll put up the tree, have the best tree ever, because they love America. They love American holidays. They love American society.
Right.
They love American everything. So guess what? They're all in holiday cheer. They got that Christmas glee. You understand? And despite all of the murders that go on Christmas, all the robberies, carjackings, or whatnot, that ain't gonna stop them from being Christian.
Right.
They're gonna still be Christian. That ain't gonna say, oh man, well, everything's happening bad on Christmas, so maybe we shouldn't celebrate Christmas. No. To them, not to celebrate Christmas is to forsake their God. You understand, right? I mean, just think about it. They decorating. First they clean, they decorate, they cook. And I remember when I was young, my family would be cooking them damn chitlins all night.
Right.
8 pies in a time. 8 pies in the oven at a time. Nothing but sweet potato pies coming in and out, in and out. The greens fill the sink. You understand? And the cornbread was smelling good. They was whipping it all up. All you hear, the mixer and all that. Everything. Everybody running around the house. They getting drunk off of eggnog. You understand? It's weed smoke on the front porch. You understand? Everything. This is my Christmas back in the days. Wasn't no snow. While I was at it didn't snow like that. So, you understand? It was a bunch of chaos outside. But inside, they got the Luther Vandross playing. What's the other one? Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. You know what I'm saying? The Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, all the decorations around. You feel like you actually serving God. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Well, in the Israelite school UPK, you got to be 10 times better than that for your God.
Right. Right.
You got to pour that spirit that you put behind Christmas, you got to pour that into the Feast of Hanukkah.
Right. That's right.
You got to let people know this is something that actually has a meaning. It's actually real. Like Santa Claus is not real.
Right.
He's a figment of your imagination. A figmentation of your imagination, excuse me. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Reindeers are real, but there's no reindeer named Rudolph with a red nose that can fly and lead a sleigh of how many other reindeer. Reindeer do not fly. You see how stupid that sounds? Reindeer don't fly yet. People will line up in a line to go buy their children gifts and celebrate Christmas, even though they know reindeer don't fly. They know there's no real North Pole where there's a Santa Claus, a fat, jolly, holly white man in a red suit with little elves. Elves don't exist.
Right.
You see how much spirit you putting behind a lie, but then when the truth comes, now it's, oh man, you feel the pressure. And I don't want to hear we don't feel the pressure. We feel the pressure of the whole world, the weight of the whole world who look at us like we stupid.
Right.
Even though they putting their whole entire spirit, finances, and soul into something that don't even exist. It ain't real. They look at us like we crazy, we're cold. So it's like, you got to fight that. You got to put your spirit behind this. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
it should be a feast of turkey and chicken and rice and all that. This is the feast of Hanukkah.
Right.
It should be that 1,000 drinks in the school, music being ready to be played, everybody coming dressing nice and looking glorious with their spirit geared to what their ancestors did, straight like that. You understand? You should do this how the scripture said. You should do this in mirth and gladness. You understand? And Christians are very glad about Christmas. I heard my neighbors upstairs. They kids running around. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I never thought I would have this. Little badass kids. You hear what I'm telling you? I'm talking about the type that'll just bang for no reason. Go upstairs. Hey, you think your kids be able to, shut the noise down around about 12? Son, my infant son, he trying to sleep. We got it. Next thing you know, 1 o'clock in the morning, bang, 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 bang. You hear them going there and tell their kids, be quiet. Kid, all that. Badass kids.
Right.
Badass kids, and you just went and bought them. Like, they so happy. It's just something that's just spewing out of the walls. Mariah Carey singing you Christmas songs, and uh, Kirk Franklin and them, they singing you Christmas songs. Christmas all at church. Christmas all this. But the moral of the story of what I'm trying to help you understand is there has to be leaders who will fight against the spirit of Christmas. And there is. There's somewhere in every city, in every state, there's somewhere in the Israelite school of UPK, or people who follow the Israelite school of UPK who call themselves by a fake Israelite group. Mm-hmm. Hopefully some of them are not doing it, but I really can't speak for them. Right. But I can speak for this house, and in this house, we not celebrating Christmas in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
That's right.
You understand? At all. And that spirit that you would have put into Christmas, you got to put it into the Feast of Hanukkah.
Right.
Because it's always going to land just like this.
That's
the
right.
Feast of Hanukkah always got to compete with the Christian spirit of Christmas. But I wanted to just go over a story real quick of a man named Eleazar, right? And this brother did something that was so courageous during the time of great, what I would call tribulation. How about that? Great desolation. You understand? Great oppression, and we lost all of our rights to our land. So-called oppressors came through, took it over. They took over whatever they wanted, how they wanted it, when they wanted it, the same way they do it today. Black women were not safe around Greek men. You understand?
Oh,
the same way they not safe around Greek men today.
Right.
Or American men today, as you know. They were being used as sex slaves. They were servants. You understand? They were all of that. While you was going into the arenas as to be gladiators, and you was, you know what I'm saying, in chains and had to fight your own brothers, even wild beasts, elephants, lions, gorillas. You had to fight them. Big dogs, them cane corsos. He had to fight those too. You know what I'm saying? All of that. Meanwhile, your women were doing the same thing that they were doing, well, trying to do the same thing that they do today, which is turning back on you because you destroyed and join with your oppressors. The majority of your women were probably doing that. But there were women who didn't do that. We're gonna read about them. Well, we're gonna read about them too. So actually, let's go to verse 10 first. Let's read about a couple of sisters who decided not to be whores for white people. They decided not to be the whores for oppressors. This is all grafted in to the Feast of Hanukkah, because all the atrocities that we went through during this time, first and second Maccabees, was real gruesome. It took real strength to stand up against this.
Right.
The same way it take real strength to tell your boss when they say Merry Christmas, you coming to the Christmas party. Who done had to deal with that before? I had to. You coming to the Christmas party? You had to deal with that before, sis? Oh, okay. She had an excellent slavery. I did. I had to go through that before. We got the Christmas party coming, and I want everybody to come out and get drinks and blah blah blah, and it sounds good, but you stand up against that now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So let's read how some sisters, and once again, in America, they not coming to your house and murdering you because you profess to be a Jew.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Something that you really are. They not coming to your house murdering you because you keep the laws. Like, we got it good. Just think about how our ancestors had it back then. They didn't have it good.
Right.
Read, please. Who got it? 2 Maccabees, chapter 6 and 10. Y'all awake in here? What's going on?
It's like it's did you want to call it the verse yet? Because I didn't know the verse.
Second Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 10.
This is the book of Second Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 10. For there were two women brought who had circumcised their children.
Now, mind you, this is before the sister with her 7 sons. If these people didn't do this, the sisters with the 7 sons probably wouldn't have had enough strength to do it. They ain't had no example of true leadership.
Right.
But these are some of your first martyrs whose stories were so well inspiring that, you know, they made the scriptures. So let's read.
Whom when they had openly led round about the city.
Now stop. When it said these sisters had circumcised their children, sisters like my sister sitting right here, she circumcised her children. But it's a different circumcision. You understand? I know them kids want to celebrate Christmas. I know they do. You understand? I know they want to do it. I know they want to snowman. Mommy, look at my snowman, and, you know, have a happy jolly and all this. But she cut them off from that.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Her and her family cutting that out. You understand? That's circumcising your children. You see what I'm saying? Her children ain't doing the eggnog. You understand? Her children ain't doing eggnog. They're not doing anything else. You understand? They ain't doing none of that. Her children are serving the Most High. You get it? Read the second line, if you could.
Whom when they had openly led round about the city.
Who they did what?
Whom when they had openly led round about the city.
And look, they showing it openly. Like, these sisters are like, you know what? We Israelites, we circumcising our children.
Right.
You understand? And this is just what we gonna do. You feel me? That's just what we gonna do. So they gonna circumcise them children. You understand? Hey, Akim. You know what I'm saying? The brother in the wheelchair, he excellent. He good. Go ahead, roll him on in here. You understand? I know, you know what I'm saying? But listen, these women, they were courageous about what they was doing.
Right.
You understand? They didn't play no games. And sisters in the UPK and all over who love the Lord, this is what they do as well. You understand? They do the same thing. All right? So read the next line.
The babes hanging at their breasts.
Doing what?
The babes hanging at their breasts.
Go ahead.
They cast them down headlong from the wall.
They did what?
They cast them down headlong from the wall.
Good night. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And others, they had run together into caves nearby to keep the Sabbath day secretly.
Now stop. Now let me tell you something. If you take your babies and say, we're not celebrating no Christmas, no holidays, I'm circumcising them from this, that, and the third, and America decides to hang your babies head down, head long from the walls, what's that gonna do to other people that see that? If you know, raise your hand. Go ahead, Yaradan.
It's gonna make them fold and do whatever they have to do to survive.
And of course, everybody understands how your oppressors do in America when they do what? When they raped your children.
Right.
When they sold your sons and your daughters and your fathers to a whole nother plantation. You understand? How they do when they publicly execute black men in America. Right. Black boys in America. You understand? That's what they do. And you know what that makes everybody else do? Hey, when they stop you and frisk you, just stop and just frisk and just comply. Even when they bust you over your damn head, don't worry about it. Just, put your hands behind your back. You know, black women, they really don't want to see you die, so they gonna say, just comply, Why? Because, who knows? It's the same thing we're reading in the scriptures right now. Terrorism. Read.
Be discovered to Philip. We're all burnt together. It's like we're all burnt together.
Philip was one of the people who was sent to oppress the children of Israel. And everybody else who saw that, what they did to them babies, after these sisters openly circumcised them and ran them through the city and let everybody know, hey, look, we Jews, we ain't gonna never stop being Jews. This is what we doing.
Right.
They killed the damn babies, and then everybody else ran into the caves who was with it and condoned it. Go ahead, read.
because they made a conscience to help themselves for the honor of the most sacred day.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. Now I beseech those that read this book, that they be not discouraged for these calamities.
Now go back up to 11, please.
Verse 11. And others that had run together into caves nearby.
Say what?
And others that had run together into caves nearby.
Go ahead.
To keep the Sabbath day secretly.
To do what?
To keep the Sabbath day secretly.
Man, listen. When you got to keep the like in today's time in America, you can keep the Sabbath day, period. You understand? Without deadly consequences. In America, how many people really doing it? out of all how broad our nation is, how many numbers we got? You can't even really count it. We can do a guesstimate, do a little sisters, but you really never know how many blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians we actually have on this globe.
Right.
There's a very small few of us that actually even keep the Sabbath holy. Back in these days, it was an offense to the law of the Greeks for you to keep the Sabbath day. Straight up, read.
Being discovered to Philip.
And guess what? The chief Edomite found out. The chief Greek found out. Read.
We're all burnt together.
They what?
We're all burnt together.
Whoever he found out that was in that cave that was doing this, he was all burnt together. Let me help you understand how they used to do this, right? They would lock you in the cave. They would shove a bunch of wood in there, a bunch of brimstone in there, and a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, other things that'll suffocate you, barricade it off, like, and then just straight up burn the whole thing, smoke you out. So not only are you cooking, but you dying from go raise your hand, say it again. I'm sorry, inhalation. He took it right out of my mouth. You're dying from inhalation of smoke. It's so toxic, and you probably was dead before you burnt to death.
Right. You
in the cave out there, like a cave. There's one way in, one way out of this joint. You see what I'm saying? This is torture. People who saw this was like, you know what? We shouldn't probably keep the Sabbath day. Maybe we shouldn't keep the Sabbath day. Mm-hmm. Maybe what we should do is just go ahead and do Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Let's just do Christmas. Go ahead, read.
Because they made a conscience to help themselves for the honor of the most sacred day.
Yeah, they thought to themselves, look, we're going to do this because we just got to do it. We got to keep these laws holy. Like, imagine what you would do if they outlawed the Sabbath day. What would you do? What would you do? You still gonna keep it openly? You said no? Who says no? I am. I'm doing it. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna do it, and you probably read about me in the scriptures. And the next time they read it, I'm doing it.
That's right.
I'm just keeping it straight up. I'm doing it. I'm gonna be up here with my garment on, with the horn and all this, my shapar, all that. Yeah. And they gonna come here. Here's what they think though. They think we ain't gonna fight back.
Right.
That's what they think. They think, but if they were wise, they read the Maccabees and they know we'll fight back.
That's right.
You understand? We will fight back. We're not just gonna be like, oh, we can't fight because it's the Sabbath day. Okay, all right. You try as if you want to. You understand? But this story right here should make you think. You know what I'm saying? Because we was oppressed, and now we are still oppressed, but it's not a death penalty to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. If you're familiar with the Hasmonean dynasty, you already know. If I read verse 6, it'll tell you that they said, we can't profess that we Jews, we can't speak our tongues, we can't keep none of the laws, and if we did, we was made a public example by what? Crucifixion. Like, people who don't know the scriptures, they think Christ was the only man, him and the other two people that was crucified, they think they were the only men that ever been crucified. That was a typical, normal Roman and Greek way to torture you and execute you in the streets, to make you a public example, which is why they even went to Mattathias in the first place, because he was a man who had what they would call him famous. He would be like your Drake, your Kanye West, and all that today. You'll follow them if they do it.
Right.
What messed the whole program up is when the brother said, me and my sons ain't doing none of this. That's it. We ain't doing none of that. And then you got some old Uncle Tom, TD Jake, probably sweeting the ass nigga, run around up to the damn podium and want to do something and drop a pig on the ear and lost his life. You understand? And then that jumped off the whole thing. It jumped off the whole revolt. And then the Feast of Hanukkah is a direct result of us standing up and rededicating the temple to the Most High. You should give him a hand for that. You understand? But you know they like to say these was the white Jewish people. I don't think they got it in them to do this one, y'all. They couldn't stand up to Hitler. They definitely weren't standing up to you know what I'm saying, Philip and what's the other dude name? Ptolemy and Epiphany and all. They weren't standing up to them. It wasn't no war rules back then. It wasn't none of that. Nobody sanctioning Philip because he burnt 1,000 Jews. Who the hell finna say he run the world? But Hitler, they didn't stand up to him. You understand? We didn't get no backing from no other nations. Because all the other nations, all the other heathens, they said, we gonna do this too, so we can side and be friends with the king. Right. You understand? That's exactly what they told Mattathias when he gained. They said, hey, all these other heathen, they siding with us. Won't you be like the heathen and become a friend of ours? Mm-hmm. Now how much testicular fortitude it takes to tell the white man no? You don't know how much? Go tell your uncle to tell the white man, no, I'm not celebrating Christmas. That's what God is all about. No, that's not what God is all about. Right. You understand? And as soon as you go to open up a scripture, guess what they gonna do? Man, I don't want to hear none of that, man. That's just a book. What we standing up for here right now is something that's actually real in history. Right. What they stand up for is some make-believe, fairy tale, fat white boy, reindeers that don't even fly. If common sense could tell you that ain't no fat man getting down nobody's chimney. Right. Yet they will kill you over Christmas. How I know? Don't even ask me. Go ask the people in Iraq who now celebrate Christmas. They celebrate Christmas now because of bombs over Baghdad. Right. You thought they was just going over there because of what, 9/11? Nah, they got to spread democracy everywhere. They got to spread American culture every single place that they go. The scriptures did say that he would be a fugitive and a vagabond, did it not? It did say he was blessed with the sword, did it not? This is the man we dealing with. You understand? Read.
Verse 12. Now I beseech those that read this book.
If y'all want to, you know what I'm saying, have something to sip, y'all definitely welcome to it. You know what I'm saying? A brother to get you some, but if not, you good. We got some food coming.
Get the spiritual drink first.
I know that's real. Give him a hand, man. You know what I mean? But go ahead, read.
That they be not discouraged for these calamities.
They what?
That they be not discouraged for these calamities.
Read on.
But they that judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastening of our nation.
But for what?
But for a chastening of our nation.
When people see this in our nation, they should see this and be like, man, the Lord is trying to show us something. He been punishing us for a long time. If you look, if I keep continuing on down, it's gonna get to a spot where they say, we don't die because, I'm just paraphrasing it. We die because of our sins. Right. You understand? Ain't none of our oppressors stronger than us. They ain't stronger than us. They not wiser than us, but they are wiser than us in wickedness. You understand? You ain't about to be more wicked than a white man is. That just ain't happening. You understand? You can hang that up. He done did this. He been doing this since the beginning. Right. This is his career. You understand? Mm-hmm. This is how he get down. That's the scriptures say he'd be low to the ground. You understand? He gonna slither on his belly, right? You understand? This is the characteristics of the so-called white man, our oppressor today. We lose when we try to fight wickedness with the white man. It just don't happen. It ain't gonna do it. You need to become righteous as the purest, as pure white as this is right here, this candle. That's how pure you need to be. Mm-hmm. That's how pure you need to be spiritually when it comes to mastering the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. You understand? Read.
Verse 13. For it is a token of his great goodness.
Say that again.
For it is a token of his great goodness.
A carnal man wouldn't even understand that. We just died. What? That's a token of the Lord's great goodness. Are you insane? They just killed 2 mothers and burnt everybody up in the cave. Are you saying that's the Lord's token? But the entire nation is still here today, are we not? Right. Even though we sin against the Most High willfully, we don't even give a damn. You know how many times we done been out on the streets and prophesied against Christmas? Hell, Santa Claus over there hanging on the rope right now.
Right.
You understand? Black people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear none of that. You understand? They don't give a damn about that. You understand? They just want to party. And what Biggie say? They just want to party and bullshit. That's it. You understand? Christ also said this, as in the days of Noah, so shall the coming of man be, the Son of Man be. Shalom, Lord Christ. And you know what they was doing, right? Everything they doing today here on Christmas. Partying and marrying and having fun. And then next thing you know, it was over with. Go ahead, Mariah.
Back in the 16th and 17th century, Pope Paul II, he made the Jews run through the streets naked.
He what?
He made the Jews run through the streets naked.
And what century?
16th and 17th century, Pope Paul II in 1466.
Well, by this time, everybody thought that the Jews was white people.
Yeah.
Right.
You understand? I don't give a damn what happened to them.
Yeah, that might not have been us stuff.
You wanna, if you do this, I'll let you have the flow. You understand? But you know that definitely wasn't us. You understand? They in these days, let me tell you something. Why they got so much mistreatment from every other Edomite race or tribe or whatever. Because you're looking at a race of people who are with the white race, right?
Right.
They ended up turning their back against white people and fight what they cause to take on the culture of niggas. You understand? And say, I don't even want to fight because this ain't my fight. And real white people is like, are you stupid? We actually going against the Jews. We trying to eradicate them, man. And you talking about you are a Jew? Okay, no sweat. Put them in the oven. Turn it on 400 and pull 450 and pull it out. You know what I'm saying? In 30 minutes and see what you got. You want to be black? Let's make you black. You understand? Read.
Come. When wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished.
Damn right. You know, wicked people, they get away. To us, they get away with everything. You get away with murder if you wicked. But really, not really. Read.
Come. Verse 14.
Stop that. Now, drop down to verse 18. This my man's right here. When I read this, listen, it put a fire in me that make me never, ever want to ever go against the law, statutes, and commandments. This brother right here had, and he was read.
Come.
Let somebody else read. Somebody else pick it up where you at.
2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes.
Eleazar,
one of the principal scribes, an aged man.
Who knows what this is in Greek, but if it was in Hebrew, what would his name be? Raise your hand if you know. Like when you read in Greek, it's Jesus, but in Hebrew, what is it? Raise your hand if you know. Go ahead.
Like, would it be Allah?
Huh? No. Okay, how about in English? Instead of going back, what would it be?
Saying Jesus was Hebrew and English?
No, if you take Jesus in Greek, in the Greek language, and you put it in English, what would it be? Raise your hand. I said raise your hand now. No sweat, but you had already messed it up. So, boom. Let's try Eleazar. If you take that name and you put it into English, what would it be?
It's an English.
Yeah, if you put it in English, what name would that be?
Would it be Elijah?
No. Anybody else want to try? Fill them chairs in, man. Let's get it on. Go ahead, Mikael.
Jesus would be in English would be Isupk, right? Isupk.
No, in English it would be Joshua.
Oh, because he go back to Joshua, the
Right.
scriptures of the New Testament they call Joshua. Yeah.
Well, it's Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? So in the Hebrew, it'll be Yahweh Shai. In Greek, they call it Jesus, because you know they always had the suffixes and the isses on every damn thing in Greek. You know what I'm saying? But in English, it would be Joshua. So what my question is, what would the name Eleazar be if it was in English? Not even in Hebrew, just in English. For time's sake, I'll take it. If don't nobody else want to give it one more shot. The question is, Eleazar that you read it in the English, but it's the Greek way to say a name that's, you think this is English when you see Eleazar, but you're really speaking Greek when you say Eleazar. But in Hebrew, in the Hebrew it's something different. But what is Eleazar in the English? It's in the New Testament. Like in the New Testament, that same name Eleazar is in there. In the New Testament, young man, young trooper, my yard. What
is it, Elijah?
No. All right, no sweat. For time's sake, it's Lazarus. That's what it is. Lazarus. That's a common name throughout the scriptures. But because you have the translations from the ancient Hebrew, you understand, to the Greek and the Latin and the English, you know what I'm saying? That's why the Lashwan Kodash class is right here every Friday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So brothers can learn that base language, and then you'll start getting a study on the etymology of all these words and names that we hear today. Hell, the Greek, honestly, alphabets are literally derived from the Hebrew. Straight like that. You ever seen them? They derive from the ancient Hebrew. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know, like, it's even when you look into I know Paleo Hebrew.
Uh-huh.
The word paleo comes from Peleg, which just means ancient.
Right.
But if you get into the modern Hebrew, the Greek language itself, alphabet, comes from the two first characters in the Hebrew, which is the alphabet. How you say it? Yeah. So that's
Well, Ba.
Yeah,
Same thing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right. Get a brother hand. You know I got to tell Tazariak you came and broke bread with us.
And he played games. He could be by tomorrow. So he wanted to do a 2-day thing.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? It's good, man. I'm glad I invited you brothers, man. Just know that, you know what I'm saying, whenever y'all want to come to any class, any event we got, you more than welcome. You understand? More than welcome. So let's get back into it. Let me get verse 18, if I could, please.
Sir. Second Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man.
Now, a principal scribe, what does that say to you? Like, okay, when I hear it, I think I don't want to romanticize with the scriptures, but a scribe is somebody that was well known for writing down things that men would say that were very inspirational with scripture and everything like that. They was like the record keepers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, please, all phones on mute if you could. You know what I'm saying? In today's time, a chief scribe in my mind would probably be Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who good with words. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Somebody famous though, but this man back in the days, to be a chief scribe was a very good office to have. You understand? And he was very famous. Go ahead.
And of a well-favored continent.
And he was old, but he had some age, meaning he wasn't super duper old, but he spiritually, he had age. Just like when you come into the UPK, when you first come, we'll call you young man. Now you could be 45 years old. We're not calling you a young man because of your age physically. We're calling you a young man because of what it is in the truth.
Right.
You understand? Spiritually, you got to grow. Christ said, be as, who knows? Finish. Think for me. Go ahead.
As a child.
Yeah, be as babes. You understand? So he talking to grown ass men who understand life, probably has some tail, got children, all that. You understand? A man who don't understand spiritual talk would be offended. He would be offended. But a man who understands would know. So Eleazar was not only had a good high office, but he was also a man who had some seasoning, right? And he had a what? Read.
And was well-favored.
And of a well-favored what?
Continent.
He had a well-favored countenance. So when you seen Eleazar, you was like, that nigga right there coming through, man. Hey, Ella, you know what I'm saying? He was well favored. The people loved him. Read.
Was constrained to open his mouth.
Now, Greeks took him and tied him down and made him and forced his mouth open. Now, anybody in here know history? Where else do you see things like that happening, and to what people? A troop of my yard.
Common Con during the slave trade here in America.
Yeah, give him a hand. There were some slaves who said, you know what, man? Hey, look, I'm not eating nothing. I refuse to pick another ounce of cotton for you. I'm not eating nothing. I'll just go ahead and die, commit suicide by starvation.
Right.
Nah, that wasn't gonna work for them. They take a funnel, force it down your mouth, breaking your teeth if you really don't want to open it up.
Right.
And then they'll just pour it all down in there, shove it all down in there. You gonna eat, straight up. Well, this is what they tried to do to Eleazar. And so what happened was, read.
Was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh.
Now they did put the swine in his mouth. I mean, it's already in there. You know, some people be like, well, it's already in there. I might as well chew it.
Right.
Not this nigga. No, not him. Read.
Verse 19. But he, choosing rather to die gloriously.
He already made his mind up. I'd rather just go ahead and die. And that's how you got to be. I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody finna force nothing down. They could, but they could do it to my carcass.
Right.
You understand? Not while I'm alive, Akim. You understand? Read.
Then to live straight.
Then the what?
Then to live stained.
Then to live stained. Back then, your integrity made a man not want a bad reputation, man. Back then, brothers had morality, which is something that we lack today. You understand? As a whole, men that you see in the Israelite school of UPK, men that you see stand up for the law, statutes, and commandments, those men actually understand what it means to be conscious. The word conscious means that you understand right from wrong, and that you know how to weigh it and be just. That's what conscious means. When I hear the word conscious community and I look at the conscious community, are they really conscious? Of course they're not. They don't have a clue. They really clueless, not conscious. The clueless community is what you should dub them. The clueless community, but nevertheless, men like us who stand up and stand firm, who will never ever partake. And it's more than just the swine. You understand? Like it starts with the swine, and then it starts with then it changes into, well, you might as well have sex with a man. Then that turns into, oh, well, I mean, kill a man if he gonna stand in front of you on your money. Oh, then it turns into tax your own brother. You understand? Give him interest. You know it's illegal in the laws of the Most High to put interest on a loan that a brother. You know that's illegal. Who do that all day, every day? You can't open a bank account without interest. That's against the laws.
Right.
You understand? Read.
But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination.
What did he do? Read.
Spit and forth.
He did what?
Spit and forth.
Yeah, look, I guarantee you, a man like Eleazar, he probably spit it right in their faces, man.
Right.
Straight up, right in their faces. What would you do? You call yourself a gangster, huh? You gangster enough to do this? Let the FBI swoop down on you and try to force some pork in your mouth or some shrimp in your mouth, and they shoot before I whoop your ass. And they got the guns all to your head. They done beat you already. You understand? What you gonna do? Kareem Gabal, what you gonna do?
Spit it out.
Spit it, yeah. But you would spit it. You might spit it on the ground. The bar mouth is spitting it in their face.
That's
I mean,
right.
I done already made up my mind. I'm willing to die. You understand?
Right.
I done already made up my mind. Go ahead,
Did they do that to your house shot though?
Do what? Try to make him eat pork? You read the scriptures before? Did you read the scriptures? The what?
When he was being crucified, did they made him eat it?
Is it in the scriptures? So then I'm not teaching it. You understand? I don't know. Maybe they tried. I wasn't there. Nevertheless, meaning, well, who I am today wasn't there. I could have been there, but I don't remember that. You understand? But it don't say it in the scriptures. So I'm not going to say it. You understand? But I do know that they tortured him, just like they torture everybody in our nation. You understand? But he stood firm too. He knew he was gonna die. You understand? And don't get it twisted. These men knew that they was gonna die.
Right.
And nobody wants to die. You understand? Unless you understand that you're gonna be back.
Right.
You understand? Then guess what? That takes the pain and the agony of death. I mean, it's just short. You understand? I'll be right back on the earth. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we taught our children back in the day, and that's what you need to teach your children today. And maybe they'll stand up for the law, statutes, and commandments. But as long as they living like the oppressor, YOLO, and I got to live this life because ain't no other life. Well, I mean, hey, if you believe in Santa Claus, then you might believe that you're going up there where you think Tupac is. Ain't no thug's paradise, fam.
Right.
There ain't no gangster's paradise. You understand? Ain't no mansions in the sky that you gonna be in. You understand? You can hang that up. All that's about as fake as Santa Claus.
Right.
Read.
And came of his own accord to the torment.
Yeah, I would think he spit it in his face. That's what I would think. That's what I would do. You look, you know we don't eat pork. And you gonna force me to, you gonna put this in my mouth and then stand back and say, go ahead and eat it. And give me the opportunity. You know I'm looking for an opportunity to just spit it in your face anyway. That's what I would have done. Read.
Verse 20. And as it behooved them to come, that I resolved to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love.
Yeah, it would make sense for me to resist these type of things that aren't lawful. Why? Because I love my nation. I love my power. You understand? Read.
Of life to be tasted. Verse 21. But they that had the charge of that wicked feast.
Pay attention, Karonga Bar. You ain't the guard.
For the old acquaintances they had with the men, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use.
No sweat. Stop. Read that again. Read that again.
But they that had the charge.
Matter of fact, let me get somebody else. Pick up where he left off at. Go ahead, a warrior. The warrior had his hand up. So Locker, you get the next.
2 Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 21. But they had the charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat the flesh taken.
Now, you see what who more wicked than the white man? Man, just act like you ate it. You see what I'm saying? Just go ahead. We not gonna kill you. Just look, you can go eat whatever you want to eat. Just come out there and front like you ate the pig, cause I need to look good in front of my king.
Right.
You see them? That's what they telling them. But even the appearance of evil, you got to abstain from. You understand? So you gonna see me on any damn street corner acting like I'm doing this, and then going like this to Lamont? What that look like? What it look like we doing? Some evil, right?
Right.
And when they see me doing it, guess what they gonna say? Well, the Israelite school UPK, they say you can smoke, so let's go ahead and pile on in there. You can go on pile on into the UPK because you can smoke.
Right.
No, the reason why people don't pile into the Israelite school UPK is because you can't smoke in here.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And make as if he did eat the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king.
Right. And you know that was a trap too. You know it's a trap, right? It's about as much of a trap as every peace treaty that they done gave to the Native American Indians. Right. It's just as much as a trap as that. Read on.
Verse 22.
Uh-huh.
That in so doing he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them find favor.
And what?
And for the old friendship with them find favor.
Yeah, he still want to have favor with the king. Hey, Akim, if you want, you can eat. You understand? If you want, you can eat. You know, you ain't got to wait. Go ahead.
Just want to let people know there's more food on the way, unless they want to wait for that.
I mean, okay, it's up to you. If you want to wait, if you can't contain yourself, you understand, let's eat. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do in the UPK. Rank order, I'm good. I'm straight. Everybody else, man, you know what I'm saying? From the thousands to the 50s to the, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go ahead and do y'all thing. Get the brothers, make sure the brothers is good. If y'all need some cups, y'all want some strong, let's feast up in here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my
Come,
God.
You know what I mean? Let's do it. Go ahead. No sweat. Y'all know how it start off. Start off with humble beginnings. And before you know it, we'll be in, you know what I'm saying, a big building, and then everybody get the feast, and then it'll be everything going on. But hell, the first Passover, you was at the first Passover, right, after the school? What was your first Passover in? A room about this big? Smaller? Now the Passover is in an arena.
Right.
You understand? Because men decided to hold down the integrity of the Israelite school EPK when certain men left. You understand? So that's 1,000 honors to them brothers. You understand? So yeah, you know, feast, man. It's all in it. What we reading right now is when I eat this, I think I'm taking the feast. I'm biting the same meal. I'm biting into the same meal that my ancestors they did. It ain't about what I'm eating. It's about that I get to share this meal with my ancestors. I get to eat this in commemoration for the sacrifices that they gave, which was their life. When brothers are trying to, you got people out here who would trade on you for their life. You got people out here who would lie, you understand, and steal and cheat, all just to stay alive. And what type of life is a coward's life?
Right.
I don't want that life. I want to eat this feast right here amongst my brothers, and so that we can say Kwam Yasha'Allah and thank the Lord for what he did rededicating this temple. Now it's time to rededicate this goddamn temple. You understand?
Right.
Read, you give it up. Kwam Yasha'Allah.
Oh,
Now let's get it.
Verse 23.
Check this out, man. This brother did something that was excellent. Read.
But he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age
Uh-huh.
and the excellence of his ancient years.
Good night. Hey, this brother is like, man, he's starting to think. Now, this is where that conscience comes in. This is where that conscience comes into play. And because he had a lifetime of great habits, making good decisions, this one right here was obviously from Satan himself. You understand? This one right here was obviously something that he should not do. he thinking about it like, man, I done lived my whole life doing right. I got a great reputation. Read.
And the honor of his gray head.
Man, and listen, this brother knew that he stood from a young man all the way up to his years. Meaning what he's saying is, and essentially is this: I ain't never sinned yet. I ain't never did it. I lived according to the law, statutes, and commandments. I lived all the way up until here. Why in the hell am I going, you know what I'm saying, wait till I'm in my old age to sin? I could have did it when I was younger. Well, I could have got all the tail, you know what I'm saying, and all the money and riches. Like, look, hear what I'm saying. As a priest and officer in the Israelite School of UPK, you know how easy it is for me to go out here and start a mega church with what I know?
right.
Jermaine Grant did it. You understand? Yeah, you could choose the lesser evil, yeah, or you could just choose righteousness. It's easy to go out here and TD Jakes fake it out. You know what I'm saying? I can go do my Creflo Dollar, but really I can't. You understand? I don't have a choice but to do this. But with the knowledge you know, it's easy to fool people, man. It's so easy. Just give them a little trinklet of the truth. You understand? And then behind the scenes, just take all the money and embezzle it and be a rap star at night. You understand? That's all you got to do. Or you can do what Eleazar did. Read.
Whereon was come, and his most honest education from a child.
From a what?
From a child.
From a what?
From a child.
He was raised in the truth. You hear me? He was raised in the truth of the law, statutes, and commandments is the way to go. And anything else I ain't doing. He knew his culture, man. Read.
Or rather the holy, law made and given by the power. Therefore, he answered accordingly, and willed them straightway to send him to the grave.
He said what to them?
Send him to the grave.
What to me?
Send him to the grave.
Man, look, I ain't got time to be playing with y'all. I'm not even finna go front like I'm about to do this. And honestly, what he about to say next is exactly why. Who remember Good Times? I mean, we in Chicago. Yeah, man. Y'all know why that sister stopped doing that damn show? Who know? Raise your hand if you do. A rum. Why?
Did it have something to do with them taking the father out?
Yeah. It definitely did. They was trying to kill off James Evans. And the sister said, nah, I ain't doing a show. Because if you take the black man at the house on TV, it's just going to look like it's okay to not have a black man in your house ruling. And everybody know James Evans ruled that goddamn house. You understand? And that nigga came in the crib and said, hold up, wait, what? Nah, ain't no dynamite tonight. Sit your ass down, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. No, yeah, it wasn't no joke with him. And that scared America because now you seeing a strong man take over the house. What example are you giving these little black kids? We want to destroy their houses. You want to build them up. No, kill off the husband. Kill the husband off. And then let's have a single black woman who got to struggle until she come up by selling her soul. You know that's what it would have turned into. So, yeah, this is the same. When I read this, I think about what that sister did. Give her a hand. And then when they took Good Times off the air, you know what they gave you then, right? Oh, bitch made ass Bill Cosby. Camille? No, it wasn't Camille. What was it? Claire? I think we should, okay, if you say so, let's do it then. Okay. You want some pudding, though? I always talk about some damn pudding. His household was really, really dysfunctional, and he ain't have no power in that goddamn. And so they gave you the opposite there. They gave you a weak black man who bent the knee to America for for a little bit of success, right? Then they was wealthy. That's the opposite of Good Times. Good Times was about scratching and surviving in the ghetto and keeping that family structure, and you stay down until you come up.
Right.
That's what it was about. Then it turned to the Huxtables. Then what else they give you? It's another one, man. Damn, it's another one. Damn, I don't want to say George and Weezy. It's another one, man. Family Matters. Family goddamn Matters. A black cop in it. Man, come on. Y'all gonna make me start saying uncomely language. I'm gonna get a call from Captain Mama Quad. He gonna be like, oh, you can't say that on live. Read the scripture.
Verse 24. For it becometh not our age, said he, in any wise to dissemble.
To do what?
To dissemble.
To fold.
To dissemble.
That's what it means. We ain't about to fold. Read.
Whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being 80 years old,
What's
and
10. How old is 80 years old?
80.
And how? Yeah, okay. So how old is this man? Go ahead.
90, sir.
Yeah. Now, some men you can beguile in their old age. This one you can't. You understand? One of our wisest kings was beguiled in his old age, but not Eleazar. Read.
Being 80 years old and 10 were now gone to a strange religion.
Like he like, why would I teach the youth that's going to look up to me? Why would I teach him to go to some strange religion? Like, this is strange. It's about as strange as you picking up a rat in your house and just, biting it. Let me ask you a question. Would you eat an octopus leg? You know the Chinese people, they eat octopus legs, they're still doing this. Hey, give me, you know, and they eating it. They ain't even cooking it. They eating, man, live things. They eating whole baby legs and all that. You understand? Would you eat a baby's leg? That sounds strange, don't it? Yeah, well, go ahead. What you need? Not too out for now. You know what I'm saying? That sounds strange. Well, to us, eating pork is just as strange.
Right.
It's about, you might as well eat a baby's leg. It's all wicked. You understand? You might well eat a sea cockroach, well, shrimp. You might as well eat a sea spider, crab. You might as well eat a spider then. But I tell people all the day, I'm finna eat some shrimp. I say, oh, you got a whole house full of shrimp. What you finna go to Red Lobster for and pay them people for shrimp?
Right.
Well, you can just take your little salad dish, throw some cheese inside of it, come back in the morning, and you got a whole pot of fish. I mean shrimp. Just throw it in the water, right? Remove the shell, and cockroaches, but they don't. Well, that's different. No, it's not, shorty. It's the same damn thing. Why don't you boil a cockroach and tell me what it look like in the inside? The shrimp you eating.
Right.
That's all it is. You understand? But it's just as strange. You see what I'm saying? And I know y'all was like, hell no, I ain't eating no baby's leg. That's how they was. Hell no, I ain't eating no shrimp. You put a baby's leg in my mouth, I'm gonna spit it in your face. You understand? That's how disgusting it is to eat the flesh of swine. Read.
Verse 25. And so they through my hypocrisy and desire to live a little time.
Stop. This is heavy. He said, and so through my hypocrisy and my desire to live for a little time, you know he about almost dead, right, y'all? He 90 years old. You understand? Him and his ribs is probably, well, nah, he was a man who can get him a young thing. You know what I'm saying? He probably got some young tenders, but nevertheless, you know what I mean? This man is saying, why in the hell would I do some hypocritical things so that I could teach the young generation what? Like, what's the point? Read.
And a moment longer.
Just to live a moment longer? I'm about to die anyway. Why would I do this? Just to live a moment longer? Makes no sense. Read.
Should be deceived by me. And I get a stain.
He said should be deceived by me. You know what your leaders are doing to you? They are deceiving you. The Christian church is deceiving these black, Hispanic, and Native Indian households. Deceiving you into thinking that, and it's such a silly deceit too. It's so vain. It's so self-pleasing. It's just crazy. I just don't get it. People say we crazy for believing what we believe. I done had people come up to me at camp talking about, y'all believe in that book? It's a bunch of made up stories. Y'all believe in the book?
Right.
And you know what I asked him, right? You believe in Santa Claus, nigga? You know Easter bunnies, you know bunnies do not lay eggs. You believe in that? You understand? You think jack-o'-lanterns actually grow legs and walk? Are you stupid? You understand? Hold on, wait. You believe in ghosts.
Right.
You believe in ghosts. That's yeah. Casper, you believe in that. That's what you believe in.
Right.
And I'm stupid for believing the history that happened with my ancestors.
Right.
You got to be out your damn mind.
Right.
I'll believe this before I believe a fat white man coming down my chimney.
That's right.
You understand? And if I see a fat white man coming into whatever chimney I don't have, because nigga, I'm in the ghetto. I live in an apartment building. Where's the damn chimney? That means he got to come through the window.
Right.
I'm gonna blow his head off. I'm gonna tell you straight up. He gonna eat something. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't gonna be cookies. You understand? I'm gonna give him the whole pack. They gonna be black like Oreos, but they won't be Oreos. God damn it. Read.
And I get a stain to my old age.
Man, listen, some men just want to die with a great reputation. You want to know why? Because your children inherit that reputation. If you a rat and your son trying to grow up and be, you know how hard it is for him. He got to damn near dishonor you in your name, the name that even gave him life. He got to dishonor your name to separate himself into something righteous.
Right.
Why would I even do that to my children? Why would I be a scumbag and expect my children to live well? You understand? You know, these white people in the mafias, they do this all the time. They rat on their brothers. I don't even understand why. Why don't you just do your dirt by yourself?
Right.
You understand? And just rat on yourself. But you get into an organization of men and rat on them. I mean, rappers is talking about it now.
Right.
All them niggas who rapping in a song right now, they'll fold and switch on everybody that's around them. No honor him said at all. Yeah, 6ix9ine, he did that. He did that. 6ix9ine is a coward, You understand? It was some men who really thought that was their brother. And then they found out he ain't your brother. He in it for himself. The nigga's still alive. His son better never have rainbow hair. As a matter of fact, his son better never even want to rap. You understand? Because the moment everybody know that this is your son, they're going to try to do what they couldn't do to your daddy to you.
Right.
That's not what you should want to give your children.
Right.
And this is exactly what the white man want for your children. Exactly what he gave to you, he wants to give to your children. You understand?
Oh my God.
Read.
God, and make it abominable. Verse 26. For the present time, I shall be delivered from the punishment of men. Yet shall I not escape the hand of the Almighty.
There you go. Black men, you should know, it's not worth it out. You should fear the man. You should fear who has the ability to kill your soul, to kill your spirit, not a man who has the ability to take your life now.
Right.
Because this death, you done went to 1,000 deaths and you don't even remember it, do you? You don't remember your last death, do you? So then just take this one. When you come back, you ain't gonna remember your last death. I promise you, I can assure you that. But if your death was in honor like this, you can read these scriptures and you can remember your last death. You understand?
Oh my God.
It's just that simple. Won't you give your son something that they can really inherit, something that they could use, not something that's debtful to them. Like black men in America today, we leave so much debt, your son inherits that debt. You understand? When you die, all the things you did in life you thought your children would never have to pay for until you die. And now they inherit that whole mortgage, they inherit your credit card debts, everything. Right. They not calling you no more. Right. They calling your children. And they want that money. Read.
Yet shall I not escape the hand of the Almighty.
Oh yeah, ain't no doing that.
Neither alive nor dead.
Neither alive nor dead. You still don't have to deal with the Lord. The Lord will take your entire family away. If he did it, look what he did to Job. And that nigga was just.
Right.
If he did it to Job, he'd do it to your ass. Easy. You understand? The whole story of Job is predicated on the fact that if I do this to a righteous man, why won't you change?
Right.
I'll do this to a righteous man and you still playing with me like it's a game? All right, so don't be mad when 75,000 black women are somewhere being in a sex trade then. Don't be mad when 300 to 500,000 black, Hispanic, and Native Indian babies are aborted every year. Don't be mad. I don't want to hear nothing about no justice, no peace when you shut down in the street like a dog. I don't hear none of that. Because you thought it was okay to do this. And this is what you leave to your children.
Right.
And man, listen, if Christ don't come back soon, and damn near it is going to be 1% of black men who still love women. And the rest are going to love each other, and that's it. But I'm going to tell you right now, the carnal side of me is saying, well, hell, if they don't want them, I'll take them.
Right.
You understand? But the brotherly spiritual side of me is, I got to love my brother like I love myself. Why would I want him to be a homosexual?
Yes, sir.
You understand? I don't want that in my nation. You let them Romans and Greeks be known for that. This ain't a legacy you finna leave for my children.
That's right.
Salaki is not happening. That's what the Feast of Hanukkah is about. Read.
Verse 27. Wherefore now, manfully change this life.
How?
Manfully.
Not like a little bitch, but what?
Manfully.
Yeah.
Change this life. It's like changing this life.
Uh-huh.
I will show myself
Uh-huh.
such an one as my age require.
Oh yeah. If you old, right? You old, you got wisdom. Well then let's see. It's a bunch of old fools out here, man. It's 1,000 of them to one. It's a bunch of old fools out here. But if you so old and wise, prove it. Read.
Verse 28. And leave a notable example.
And leave a what?
Notable example.
And you know, after he left this notable example, then you have the story of the sister and the 7 sons who died for the law. But men like this, real black leaders, you understand? They had to leave a notable example. for the ones who had to come after them. And what you brothers is doing is excellent. It's an excellent example. Even though America hates you for it, you got to fight your wife every goddamn night. And if you got multiple wives, you got to fight them too.
Right.
Every damn night. This is your life. Just take it. Eleazar had to die for it. You understand?
That's right.
But you get to live. You understand? So just do it. Now, how much time we got? You can drop that. That's all I needed right there. I really want to get to this story about how first Maccabees, is it second Maccabees or first Maccabees? 3?
3 and 23.
Yeah, let me get that. First Maccabees 3 and 23. Second Maccabees 3 and 23. Salakia. This is the type of thing that the Lord will do for you. And listen, I believe everything written in this book. I'm telling you straight up, it ain't a word in this book I don't believe in. Straight up. Not one. And so if the Lord did this for them back then, he'll do it for us today. And that's a fact. But you got to have men that's ready to stand up like the Maccabees stood up.
Right.
You understand? It's men doing that. You understand?
Right.
But let's learn from the flaws that the Maccabees had. The Maccabees had these kind of flaws right here. The Maccabees were one group of revoltees that did what they did. But then you had a whole nother group of Israelites who was doing them. Then you had a whole other group of Israelites who was doing them when they all could have been combined as one force under one banner. And they would have changed the face of the earth. Listen, I understand what happened in the siege of 70 AD. I understand it for real. And the reason why we truly lost that is because as the Romans were coming up against Jerusalem, we were in Jerusalem having civil goddamn wars. Right. Civil wars over fucking power. You understand? Over power. When we got one power. Why are we fighting over power when we got one power?
Right.
What's the point? You don't agree with a man's leadership, well then let's see if the Lord said his leadership is there. And if he's not, Slock, you got to slide over real quick. Go ahead.
If I might add, just because you know we ended that history of our people, right?
Uh-huh.
What's deep about that is they say, can anything come out of Nazareth?
Right.
Now we know our Mashiach come up out of there, right?
Uh-huh.
That was the hood.
Right, it
Well,
was.
within Nazareth, you had so many different sects that was known as radicals. They didn't get along.
Right.
So it's like Chicago. What good coming out of Chicago? You got G's, B's, Vice Lords, and all that, but they all are power.
Right.
But they looked at whatever came out of that as bad news. So that's why they looked at Christ when they sing like he bad news.
Man, get a brother.
All praise to the Lord.
Yeah, man. Look, that's an excellent way to look at that, man. Because the reason why what he just said was so heavy is because, listen, this has always been the stigmatism on our nation, man. Division. When the scriptures say that the Lord our God is one God, how are we gonna proclaim that the Lord our God is one God and that we one nation and that we one body and then we have different ideals? Why don't we just shut the fuck up and do what the Lord say do? Why don't we just do that? We gotta diminish ourselves first in order to follow our king. We got a service to a man that man right there. And we got a service to him. You understand? That's who we got a service to. We got a king.
Right.
So what did he say do? Well, we should do that. If we ain't doing that, then it's a problem. It's a problem. And when you don't have Christ, you die. Straight like that. Straight like that. And so what you said, Doc, is heavy. Chicago is divided, man. And there's so much strength out here, man. If we will all just get together and get rid of like that compassion that they gave Amber Geiger, you know, that ever dying love.
Right.
That I love you so much and I'm gonna forgive you and stroke your hair. And you was a coward because you never ever even thought as a Crip to give that type of love and forgiveness and compassion to a blood. Stupid. And that's why white people look at you and they speak at that dinner table and say, these niggas are dumb. They just gave exactly what they should have never gave Amber Geiger and given to their own, to a murderer. I know I can murder them. They'll forgive me anyway. You want to know why? Because I look like Jesus. You understand? That's embedded in our DNA, man. What the brother said is 100% right. And it's so righteous that once you see it turn on their head because of the work y'all doing here, once you see it turn on society's head, they're gonna look up and they're gonna see an army that they never thought they'd see in a very long time.
That's right.
You understand?
Come,
And
come.
that's the type of army that we commemorating right now.
Right.
Am I lying?
Lie.
No, I'm not. Well, once we get that, boy, listen, you get it. Y'all taste that? It's the kingdom, nigga.
That's right.
Yeah, we taking it. You understand? So read this real quick, because I want you to see how the Lord, even when the odds look real bad, and it seems like you outnumbered. If you keep that courage, you keep that zeal of the Lord, and you stay righteous, the Lord will send somebody from heaven to come and help you fight your battles.
That's right.
Straight up. Read.
2 Maccabees chapter 3, verse 23. Nevertheless,
Heliodorus.
Heliodorus executed that which was decreed.
Meaning he won't come steal from you. And now he finna do it. Read.
Now, as he was there present himself with his guard about the treasury, the Lord of spirits and the Prince of all power.
Stop. He wasn't alone. He had his entire guard with him. And usually when you have a captain like that in an army, they don't roll with, if you a captain of 10,000, you rolling with like 300 of your guard.
Right.
That means they your bodyguard. He with his guard. These are his most trusted men out of his whole 10,000. You see what I'm saying? That he has to spare, that are trained with him. They went to war with him. They trained with him. He knows them. They know him. Like David's 33. You understand? David's 33 generals, they were all, you understand, men that were handpicked by Dawood himself.
Right.
You hear me? So, read.
Caused a great apparition.
He did what?
Caused a great apparition.
Who understands what an apparition is? Who understands? Raise your hand. Somebody please help me understand what an apparition is. What's an apparition? Anybody. You know you're going to get it right. Mikael.
If I'm not mistaken, I think an apparition is like a vision,
Right.
Divine, like seeing into the future kind of thing.
Semi. You on to it. You
My
on to it.
sense is kind of, you know.
You on to it. You
I
on
ain't
to
100%
it.
with that one.
No, it's all good. But you on to it. A rum.
That's like, I don't want to say an angel or spirit or something.
You definitely right. A warrior.
Google definition.
I don't want the
apparition.
Google definition yet. My yard.
It's like a ghost.
Right. It's like something out of thin air.
Right.
Something that just materializes that you never knew was right there. That shit happens. Excuse me.
Right.
That stuff happens.
Right.
Yeah.
You understand? A warrior. What's the definition of apparition?
Apparition. Google definition. Now, a ghost or ghost-like image of a person.
Go ahead.
The appearance of something remarkable
That's the
or
point.
unexpected.
That's what I want. That's the apparition. You understand? Yeah. Nah. I'm too wild on the water. Thank you. Something that just pops out of thin air that you ain't expect to come out of there. So the Lord did what, Reed?
Caused a great apparition.
Caused a what apparition?
Great apparition.
This wasn't just your normal apparition. This was a great apparition. Go ahead.
So that all that presumed to come in with him were astonished.
Now stop. Now you thinking about something appearing out of great. Now you think about Heliodorus, right? Heliodorus came with his entire guard. That's probably about 100 to 300 men, maybe even 50. Maybe I might be stretching it, but it may be a 50-man guard or whatever the case may be. They came with it. So once they did this and they threatened to take all the treasures, because they were robbing Israel. Y'all understand that, right? They were robbing Israel of all our vessels. They was robbing Israel of all our gold, all our silver, all our ornaments, everything that we called holy. They were taking it from us, man. You understand?
Come.
For riches, and then they would melt it down. You understand? They would melt it down. Read.
So that all presumed to come in with him were astonished.
Now, look, this apparition came out of nowhere, and the people who thought that they was about to come into the temple, this apparition stood out of blank air and out of thin air, and he astonished them, meaning he surprised them And he brought fear to them too. Read.
At the power of the Most High.
At the what?
At the power of the Most High.
You think these white people don't know that the Lord is real?
Right.
You think that they don't? You really think that the ocean never split open and then we went through that? That's what you think? You think that the chariots of the Lord were not going with us in the wilderness? You think these nations wasn't surveying what was happening to us in the wilderness when the Bible say that they was looking at us in the wilderness thinking if they should take us back to Egypt? You think that they didn't consider the fact that the Lord was with us?
Right.
When you see a big ass chariot going over the children of Israel and at nighttime it was so bright that it was like the sun was out, guiding us through the wilderness, you think that they didn't, you think these other nations think that God is really fake, right? No, they tell you God is fake when they know God is real.
That's right.
They know the Most High is real. And these Romans, these Greeks, they about to find out that God is real.
That's right.
Read.
And fainted.
And he did what?
And fainted.
He fainted, man. You got a captain of an army that see a angel of the Lord appear out of thin air and fainted. Huh? That's what they really want to do when you step out that car. When they say, hold your hands up. You get out the car, get out the car. That's why they got their guns on you. Because when you step out, you might step out Mapatazar big. You understand? You don't know who Mapatazar is. That's Mapatazar. Nigga big as hell. You understand? You might stand out Mapatazar big and he ain't finna faint. He rather just shoot you and kill you. You, like, listen, read.
And were so afraid.
And was what?
So sore afraid.
Read.
For there appeared unto them a horse.
A what? Here's
A
what they
horse.
saw. This is what the apparition is out of thin air. A horse, go ahead.
With a terrible rider upon him.
Now stop. You think that horses aren't aren't in heaven, and you about stupid as hell. They got horses up there. Angels eat. That mean they got booty holes, and they piss and shit just like you. You understand? And they are men. You get it? They just don't eat what you eat. They don't eat pork. Nobody gonna hold them down and say, you gonna eat this pork. You understand? Nobody gonna tell them, oh, you finna have sex with this woman. No. They are programmed like androids to do what the Lord say do.
Right.
And that's it. You understand? Go ahead, Ox.
Like I said, if I may. So that great aberration would be an angel of the Lord.
We want to tell you what it was right now.
Okay.
Read.
For there appeared unto them an horse with a terrible rider
With a
upon him.
with a what kind of rider?
Terrible rider upon him.
Man, you ever seen, like, go ahead. You want to say something?
I'm gonna say Ghost Rider, sir.
Nah, not even that. No. I'm from the ghetto, you understand? And there's a nigga in the hood that nobody ever wants to cross. He just looked terrible. You ever seen one of them before? Yeah, this is one of them. Tukey Williams looking at it. You know what I'm saying? On a horse. You just hold up. I know he ain't up to good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a terrible rider. This rider here ain't no joke, man. Read.
And adorned.
He was what?
And adorned.
Go ahead.
With a very fair covering.
Now stop. Who knows what the word adorn means? For time's sake, I'll tell you. Aram, you know?
Adorned, he was dressed, well dressed.
There you go. He was dressed in what?
With a very fair covering.
Because you know when the nigga got to go to war, if this the last time I'm gonna be on earth, when you bury me, you go bury me like this. I got to go like this. I got to go in the linen. Might be velvet, but it won't be purple. You understand? But it will be something excellent. But I ain't going in purple, so lock you. I ain't doing it. Nigga, I ain't going to purple, so lock you. I can't do it. They didn't put a stain on purple and I just can't, nah, not me. Anybody else can. It's not a law that you don't go in purple, so lock it. Go ahead.
Like I said, I ain't gonna do that. We having the feast, and so we gonna have a good time. But it's sad when you look at the scriptures, purple's royal. And it's kind of like the rainbow with the covenant.
Right. They
That's
took
supposed
it.
to be a good thing when
Right.
you see the rainbow, but now you see LGBT. But I'm gonna leave that alone.
No, but you're right though,
No,
because
man.
if a nigga get multiple colors today on a garment, you gonna look at him like, hold up, fam, you know what this talking about, right?
Man, don't get me in the cap. I love all Israel, man. I'm leaving it alone. Listen.
I love all Israel that love the Lord.
That's right.
Right.
You understand? I love all Israel who love the Lord. You understand? And I prophesy against false prophets. But the reason why I said that is because there are men who took the group, who took the word, the color purple, and turned it into something that is less than as honorable as it used to be.
Right.
You understand? And I'm not dying in purple. You understand? I have no purple in my wardrobe. And until Christ come back, I don't think I'll ever wear no purple like him. I'm just telling you the truth. Because I don't want nobody to think that I'm the type of nigga who would lock my brother up and say, who the hell cares about Trayvon Martin?
Right.
You understand? I'm not him. I'm not the one who say, I snitch. I'll turn you in for $200, $2,000. That's not me. And I don't ever want you to think that's me. So I'm going to just say, I'm not going to touch the purple for now. And that's just that. You understand? Nevertheless, they are my brother. They are my blood. They are my tribe. They are my people. But listen, Christ's people put him to death too. You understand? Remember that. Now, we always had a history of going to war in our glorious garments. Always. Why do you think the angel? Where do you think we get it from? The scriptures say that, you know what I'm saying, what we got down here came from up there. You understand? So yeah, we gonna do what we see the angels do.
Right.
You understand? Imagine how Melchizedek looked when his appearance happened. You understand? Imagine how he looked. You knew who he was when you saw him. Well, this angel here was adorned in what?
Fair covering.
Oh yeah, very nice. Now, fair doesn't mean it was white. You understand? They just took these words and they turned them and shaped them into what helped further their agenda. Fair just means it was beautiful. It was glorious. You understand? Read.
And he ran fiercely.
And he did what?
Ran fiercely.
He did what?
Ran fiercely.
Read.
And smote at Heliodorus.
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 Yeah, he knocked the helium out of Heliodorus. You understand? And now imagine them. Okay, I know it's off the topic, but the Seahawks just got Marshawn Lynch back. It's off the topic. They just got him back. I just got to say it. And imagine Marshawn Lynch running at you, charging at you, ready to knock your ass out.
Right.
Well, this right here is probably like 5 times worse than that. You understand? You know what I mean? So, read.
And smote at Heliodorus.
And he did what?
Smote at Heliodorus.
Go ahead.
With his 4 feet.
With his what?
His 4 feet.
Y'all know what that is, right? Y'all thought the Chinese people were famous for kicking people, huh? That's what y'all thought? He ran and drop kicked the hell out of this devil, man. You understand? At full speed, just ran it. Pop! Read.
And it seemed that he that sat upon the horse had completely harness of gold.
Look, he had a harness of gold. Yeah, that's just crazy. Go ahead, read.
Moreover,
He was glowing like that. Go ahead.
moreover, 2 other young men.
2 what?
2 other young men.
2 what?
2 other young men
2 other young men.
appeared before him.
Now 2 other angels are coming. You understand? 2 other angels came with him. You a captain, you came with your guard. I'm a captain, I came with my guard. It's only 2 of them. I only needed 2 of them to knock y'all niggas out. Right. Go ahead.
Notable in strength.
What?
Notable in strength.
So imagine like Mike Tyson just appearing out of nowhere. You understand? Deadly. Read.
Excellent in beauty.
Excellent in beauty, meaning they was built. You understand? Back then, what beauty was for a man was how built your physique was. You understand?
Oh, God.
Read.
And calmly in apparel.
And then they had on dope ass clothes. You know how we get that? Read.
Who stood by him on either side.
Go ahead. So they are his guard. When you are being guarded by something, they stand on you on either side. You see us doing the UPK all the day. Read.
and scourged him continually.
And they did what?
Scourged him continually.
You know what that means, right? They punched him over and over again. They scourged him continually. Go ahead.
And gave him many sore stripes.
And they gave him many black eyes and many lacerations and many bruises and many bumps on the head. All of that. Busted lips, busted nose, all that. Read.
And Heliodorus.
1 second. Go ahead, Tazan.
No, I was slacking, so I was going to say, basically, they beat his ass.
Yeah, they beating his ass right now. This is the beat down. This is the beat down, you understand? Go ahead.
And Heliodorus fell suddenly unto the ground.
He did what?
Fell suddenly unto the ground.
They knocked him out, man. Go ahead.
And was compassed with great darkness.
He was compassed. He was compassed with great darkness. You know what that means? He knocked his ass out. You understand? That's a Mike Tyson fight. You ever seen the Mike Tyson fight? I was just watching him before I came to class. He do this. Once he do that left, he coming up with something stupid. Boop, you done. That's it. They compassed with what?
Great darkness.
Yeah, great darkness. And knocked him out. Good night. You understand? The Lord will send angels, man, to come and help defend you if you stand up and show him that there's hope for the nation of Israel.
Right.
If you stand up like the Maccabees did, the Lord will also stand up for you.
That's right.
The scripture said, I will make your enemies will become my enemies.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
All you got to do is show a little goddamn faith, a little strength, a little courage, some integrity, and some honor, and we can get the hell out of America and rule the earth forever. Kwam Yashala. With that, I pass the class over. Hold on, what you got a question? We got no questions in here? All right, no sweat. With that, I pass the class over to Precinct Officer Ryan.
We had an Isupk start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are 6 months. If a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 verse 21.
Akim, we not dismissed right now, Akim. Go ahead.
Malachi chapter 3 verse 8 through 10 means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashura. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to treasury department or teacher. Priest funds. Free will offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation. We now have this Saturday will be the closing of the Feast of Dedication. You understand what I'm saying? Get the Lord a hand. Anyone was come a trooper to the school, start wearing all black. Black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, Amajah, one courage salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amaj Shabbat, Amaj, Rock.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Brakathum.
That's my time. Saul, return. Sisters, Amaj, stand. One courage salute to the sister. Men of Israel, Amaj Shabbat, Amaj, Rock.
Yahweh Shema Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shema Ladon Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yes, my time. Class dismissed.
All right, it ain't feasting time yet or something? Because I'm hungry in the morning.
Now you hungry, sir.
Yeah, I'm hungry now. I'm about hungry now.
Warrior with the hand, that's what I'm all about. Hunger,